It's just a matter of time. Okay, now, see, and it keeps sliding apart. And then I go vertically down. Let me get that so everybody can see it. Vertically. And then I just go like that. And it goes into little tiny pieces. And then because I haven't done a great job, I can just mince it up a little more.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the big 3-minute mark to come.
Now we're going to make the flour?
Sure.
Okay. So the flour, we're going to take half a cup of flour. And I think we should put that on this plate right here. Hey, look at that.
Go ahead, try following for the cameras now.
Aha, which camera is, okay.
It's like 3-card Monty.
Which card, where's Jim? Where's Jim? So half a cup of all-purpose flour. Let's see.
Yeah, now you could also use a bigger pan if you want for this. I mean, so you could lay all your chicken in. Isn't that right, Chef Lisa? So there you go. You don't have to be exact because we're just going to kind of flop them around. If you got extra, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
The flour is not that big a deal. So then you'd, here's some salt. You're going to want to season it. Whenever you're going to bread or, I don't know what they call it breading. If I'm putting flour, is that really, you know, it doesn't seem like, you'd think breading would be putting a piece of bread on something.
Right, no.
But you would cover the surface with some pepper, and then you could, yeah, go heavy on the salt. Then you would pinch in some salt. Then you would mix it together. Nice. Remember, it reminds me of the 80s.
Whoa.
So. The TV executives will be like, that's right.
Let's go back to the 80s.
We had a good time. Bring that up. I've been in the program for years. So then now, I don't like this part, so you could do it. Just taste it to see if you could taste the salt. I never have been able to taste it.
Just like the 80s.
Yeah, you could taste the
salt.
salt.
Just like the 80s. All right, so good.
Yeah, mostly you taste baby laxative.
Okay. Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so now you've got your flour.
Got the flour.
You've got your interesting lemon wedges. That could be a new way of doing it. I like that. Yeah. And then you've got your capers, your garlic, your zest, your shallots.
The zest goes in the flour?
Yes. Good call. Good catch.
I thought that was true.
This is a man who studied this for over several minutes. It's very excellent.
He's catching it. Okay, the lemon zest.
Excellent. All right, so now you're all mixed up. And I think that's everything. Let's see. Let me check. I got everything. I got everything? Yes.
So I'll grab the cutlets for you.
Yeah, this is the part that took Tanya, how many minutes was that?
A lot.
This took her prep. Oh, no, but she prepped these too. All right, let me cut these cutlets.
Jim's going to show you how to cut a cutlet. Cutlets.
I was practicing on the cat before, but people said I shouldn't do that here. Catlets. Now, this is your basic cutlet, and this is your tenderloin part there. You can either rip it off, if you'd like, or just cut it off. I'm just going to rip this. No, I'm going to cut it. I've changed my mind.
God, that's improvisation at its best.
Right?
Yeah.
That was thinking. So there's one cutlet. These are pretty nice cutlets, not a lot of fat on them. Here's your tenderloin. I'm just cutting some fat off of that, throwing it down there, waiting for it to rot later. Okay, so then I'll do that with each one of these.
And then what can I be getting ready, the stuff to dredge the chicken in? What do we use to do that?
We would dredge these in the flour and then fry them. So you could heat the pan, put some vegetable oil in there, and heat it up while I'm doing this. See, now you could also pound cutlets.
Would they be poundlets or not? They would still be cutlets, even if you don't cut them?
Oh, my head hurts.
Oh, my head hurts.
I'm trying to multitask. I can't do that. See, there's your tenderloin again. That's the tenderloin right there. Now, this is a subjective area. Somewhere there's a delineation point. Hey, look, see? If you pull it apart, you can almost see it coming apart there. Now, I'm just going to cut along there to get rid of the... You don't know where anything is, do you?
Not where the oil is, for some reason. Aha!
Aha!
Look at that.
There's another
look
tenderloin.
And you shall find.
Let me cut off a little of that goo. And then I'll cut off a little fat there. These are very nice.
I have a question.
Tanya has a question?
How much oil do you put in the pan?
I usually put enough to just cover the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
Yeah. The anal retentive out there of you could say 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
But he's right. I mean, covering the pan is what you want to do. You don't want to cover it with like an inch thick layer of oil. That's not good.
Unless you're looking for, you know, a heart attack. Some people, hey, you never know. You don't want to look like you're committing suicide, but you want to commit suicide. It just takes like years of eating fatty food.
They call that covert suicide.
And it's covert suicide. It's not even against the law, as regular suicide is.
Here's an important technique. This is an important technique for people to learn. This is, now you have your cutlet. Now we need to make it thinner to cook. You don't want to cook one big blob. See, that's kind of thick. So you could pound it with like a hammer. Or
a hammer?
You know,
a brick covered in saran wrap?
Your buddy's head. You can smash that down into it.
Forehead.
Yes. But we're just going to cut it today. So I'm just going to hold it down and run the knife right in the middle.
Don't cut yourself.
I know, it's like, there's an emergency room on alert for me today. Walsh is cutting now. All right, so there is another one. Oh, this is going to be challenging.
We like a good challenge.
Yeah, I've never said I'm good at this. I'm just doing it. So then we cut that through.
Impressive.
Yeah, heat it up just so it's almost smoking.
Okay.
So these go in. Here's the next one. I'll cut that through. You can even make these thinner if you want, but then you start bleeding and then...
You have to go to the hospital. The thinner they get, the closer you get to your own flesh.
Yeah, you're a little closer to your veins.
And you can have handlets, which are like smooth, skin-sized pieces of hand that you cut off.
Nice tenderloin. No, that's my finger. Okay, now I'll cut that off. I'll do this again.
Nice.
I'm doing such a good job.
You are doing a very good job.
The good thing about camera work is they can't really see how, you know, what I'm actually doing because it's not that clear. I can even cut my little tenderloins in half. Okay. It's going to end up a lot of chicken. I don't even know.
So should I start breading and throwing them in the pan?
Yeah. Well, you'd bread them.
And then set them on something separate breaded?
Exactly.
Okay. I'll grab a plate.
Here's a plate. This is a plate. I bought these yesterday at a large store that begins with M.
Wow.
In the mall.
It's like that car game.
I have a question.
Tanya has a question.
If you're making a lot, if you have a lot of people over, can you put them in the oven at a really low temperature, maybe, to keep them, you know, while you're cooking? Because you can only cook a few at a time, right?
Right. Yeah. These actually, it's a good idea. I'm gonna walk over to the oven. Did you know that? Okay.
Go ahead. I dare you.
I would put the oven at 200 degrees, and if you think this is a real oven, you really need help. But at 200 degrees.
Again, you are a liar. Twice.
It's not an oven, it's a learning tool. So that's going to be 200. Then you would put after we saute the cutlets, you would put them on a plate, and don't stack them one on top of each other. If you can, maybe you could use like a tray. Even a cookie sheet's not bad to keep them warm. And make sure you shake off all your excess flour. And then you could leave them in there at 200. What is he doing? That's not right.
Sexy.
That's not right. Here's some tenderloins. Do you need another plate?
I'm okay.
Well, you can, here. See, if you flour these and then you put them on top of each other, the cutlets, then they'll stick to each other sometimes and you'll lose some flour. So if you can, just put them in a single layer. Here's another one.
Oh, they're cold. Nah.
We just got to try to have fun, you know?
That's right. Cooking should be fun. Why would you be doing it?
There's a lot of pressure. I'm telling you. You don't know how much pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
And tons of pressure.
Why? Who's coming to eat?
The crew.
The crew. Ooh. The crew will kill us.
Yeah, really. They'll turn our mics down so no one can hear us.
How's that for a good sound for the sound?
Right.
Yeah, you like that?
Okay.
Are you done?
I am done.
And has this been heating at a high temperature?
It has been heating at a high temperature.
All right. Then prepare to throw them in.
So would you put them on the smooth side being the preservation side?
Smooth side first, and then you could drop a little flour in to see if that oil is hot enough.